Soft music fades in, a gentle hum, perhaps the faint crackle of a fire. The voice begins softly, slowly, like a whisper traveling through snow. If you're listening to this, it's time to rest. Let your shoulders soften, your breath slow, and your thoughts begin to drift. Tonight we're traveling far away, to a time long before cities and clocks, before noise and rush. We're going to the deep north, to an ancient Nordic forest, wrapped in winter's hush. A place where snow drapes the world in silence, where trees stand tall and old as time, and the night sky glows faintly with the shimmer of unseen stars. Let's begin our journey there, in the quiet heart of a frozen world. Before the first light, the world lies half asleep. The trees, fir, pine, and birch, wear coats of white. Every branch bends gently under the weight of snow. Each flake so light, yet together, they quiet the land. The air is still. If you breathe in, it's sharp and clean, the kind of cold that seems alive, almost humming. Somewhere far off, an owl finishes its nightly call, and the forest falls into silence once again. Between the trees, faint paths twist through the snow. Ancient tracks that once led to wooden halls, to firelit homes where people lived close to the earth. In the dim blue hour before dawn, the world feels untouched, as if it's waiting, as if it remembers. A serene Nordic forest before sunrise, blanketed in snow, with tall pines and birch trees standing in misty silence, faint animal tracks in the snow, soft blue twilight light. Style, cinematic realism, ultra-detailed, frosty atmosphere. As the faintest light touches the horizon, a thin column of smoke rises between the trees. A small wooden cabin stands by a frozen stream, its roof thick with snow, its walls dark with age and resin. Inside, someone stirs the coals from the night before. The smell of burning pine fills the air, sweet, earthy, and comforting. A woman wraps herself in furs and begins her morning tasks. She moves slowly, not from laziness, but because in this cold, every motion deserves care. Water from the clay pot near the fire steams, and she pours it into a carved wooden cup. She sits by the flames and warms her hands, listening to the soft hiss of snow melting on the logs. Outside, a pale dawn spreads across the forest. The light touches the frozen branches like a painter's brush, turning ice to gold for a fleeting moment. An ancient Nordic wooden cabin beside a frozen stream, smoke rising from a chimney at dawn, surrounded by tall snow-covered trees. Inside, a woman in furs warming by a fire, carved wooden cups and iron tools nearby. The people who lived here, hundreds, even 1,000 years ago, knew how to move with winter, not against it. They rose with the light and slept when it faded. They carved, mended, wove, and prepared. Every day, small acts of patience and skill. In one home, a man sharpens his axe by firelight, the rhythmic sound of stone on metal echoing softly. In another, a woman spins wool from a sheep that once grazed in summer's pastures. Outside, children pack snow into shapes, their laughter muffled, their mittens thick and clumsy. Dogs stretch by the doorway, their breath clouds rising and fading into the pale air. Life here was simple, but not without grace. Every gesture, every task, carried a rhythm born from the land itself. Nordic villagers in fur and wool clothing during winter, a man sharpening tools, a woman spinning wool by firelight, children playing in the snow with wooden toys, dogs resting by a cabin door. Style, detailed historical realism, cozy atmosphere. As the day fades, the forest changes color, from silver to rose to deep blue. The people finish their work and gather inside. The door closes, and the world outside grows distant. A single oil lamp burns on a wooden table, casting golden light on rough-hewn walls. They eat from simple bowls, stew made from barley, roots, and a bit of dried fish. They talk quietly, their voices blending with the soft crackle of the fire. Outside, wind moves through the trees, a low, almost musical sound, as if the forest itself is breathing in sleep. Someone hums an old song, a melody passed down through centuries, half prayer, half lullaby. Warm interior of a medieval Nordic cabin at dusk, Lit by an oil lamp and fire, a family gathered around a wooden table eating stew, shadows dancing on the walls, frost-covered window panes. Style, soft painterly lighting, atmospheric realism. Later that night, after the fire has settled into glowing embers, the man steps outside. The air is so cold it bites, but the sky is vast and full of wonder. Stars scatter across it in rivers of light. Above the horizon, faint streaks of green ripple, the aurora, whispering silently through the night. He stands still for a long time, listening to the silence between the wind and snow. Here, the night is not frightening. It's full, ancient, and alive. A quiet that speaks, a hush that holds centuries within it. A lone figure in fur clothing standing outside a wooden cabin at night, snow glistening under starlight and northern lights, vast forest in the background, soft moonlight glow. Style, cinematic night realism, aurora colors. Inside, the family lies close beneath heavy furs. The room is dim. The only sound a slow rhythm of breathing. The logs crackle softly, sending sparks that fade into darkness. Outside, the forest stands still, frozen in its ancient patience. A fox crosses the snow, leaving delicate prints. Somewhere deep in the woods, ice creaks, a slow sound like wood stretching. The stars turn quietly overhead, and another night passes unnoticed, as time folds into the quiet rhythm of the land. For those who lived here, life was not measured in years or hours, but in winters endured, and in mornings survived. They belonged to the forest, to its silence, its peace, its endless, snow-covered calm. A cozy interior of a Nordic log cabin at night, a family sleeping beneath fur blankets near a dying fire, snow drifting outside through a frosted window, glowing embers in the hearth. Style, soft cinematic realism, warm tones against icy backdrop. And so, as you drift now, let the forest hold you too. Imagine the soft weight of snow upon the world, the hush of wind through tall pines, the steady heartbeat of earth beneath ice. You are safe here, in this ancient, quiet winter, where time has slowed to a whisper, and everything is at rest. Sleep now, beneath the hush of the ancient Nordic forest. The stars are watching, the snow keeps you warm, and morning will come softly, when you are ready to wake. Wide panoramic view of a snow-covered Nordic forest under a tranquil night sky, aurora faintly glowing, smoke rising gently from a lone cabin in the distance, peaceful and dreamlike mood. Style, high detail cinematic realism, ethereal lighting.